Hello, friends. Welcome to this live stream. And this is regarding business and more so about the AI basically taking away jobs from Indians. And this debate or this discussion is only about India. And the topic of discussion today is that, we respect industry veterans who are very experienced people. And all the senior industry veterans are asking for a regulatory framework for AI in India. And they're also basically asking to slow down the acceptance of AI or basically deploying different versions of AI in different aspects of the business by at least 6 to 8 months. So, while this is on the surface looks very good, but is there a plot to slow down India's growth? That is the topic of our discussion today, and I will actually draw your attention to some of the things which are required and which may be happening. And even the industry veterans are basically saying that, hey, we have to slow down the implementation of AI, but do we really need to slow down? That is the point of discussion today. So one thing that we have to basically be very aware that AI is coming for sure. There is no way beating around the bush and saying that, hey, AI is not going to come. This is all fluff, no reality. But I just want to point out that, friends, AI is coming for sure. It is not definitely a few months away from now, but it is definitely being implemented as this video is being prepared, because if you look at the world today, the world is divided into three broad categories, which is Microsoft, Google, and Amazon. So if you look at the world, I mean, leaving aside the government agencies, but if you look at the most of the world, either you're using Google or you're using Microsoft or you're using Amazon services. And if you're not using any of these services, that means you are below poverty line. You are not using even Gmail, for instance. So whatever you do today, you are either using Microsoft, Google, or Amazon, and all of these three companies are bringing AI in some way. In fact, they have been using AI for many years, because all of us are users of either of these three platforms globally. And to maintain sanity, to maintain various processes effectively, all of these companies have implemented AI for very long time. And here I'm not covering what is an AI, because I'm sure everybody knows what is an AI. But few sentences on AI is that AI is a software. It is not something which is like an extra animal which you're actually catching from the forest and bringing it now. And therefore you can question, hey, why you're bringing that new animal? You don't know how safe it is. That is not the way AI is. AI has been there in our world for many years. The only difference between a normal software and AI is that AI software has the ability to learn based on experience. And that is why it is called artificial intelligence, because based on input, the AI program keeps gaining certain knowledge and keep improving its ability to understand what question you are asking or what is that you are expecting as a user. So AI has been there for a very long time. It is only now that AI is coming into the internet arena. And since most of the applications are running on the net and AI is being introduced as part of the search ability, that is where something which is new is happening. Now, when I say trust or believe it or not that AI is coming for sure, definitely AI is here to take up some of these roles of what humans were doing, and I'll come to that in a bit. But definitely AI is a reality. We cannot ignore it. So even the veteran says that, hey, let's delay this process of implementing AI because it is going to harm the industry in XYZ manner. But that is not really the truth. The truth is AI is already there for last at least 15 years with us, and we are using the components of AI for last 15 years in some way or the other. And I have already explained that you don't have to be a specific type of a user. Whoever you are in the world, whether you are a Microsoft user, Google or Amazon, you are consuming the AI indirectly. But now it is coming to your browser, and that is why you're basically getting scared. Oh no, I'm going to use AI, or AI is going to control my life, etc., etc. That is not the case. So I just want to make sure that that point is driven very, very carefully, and we have to understand that this is definitely happening. These changes are definitely happening. So, what are the pros and cons? So, I will basically, in today's debate, I will actually, or discussion, we will discuss about pros first, and then I'll come to the cons also. So, when we talk about the pros, one of the biggest pro that AI is so popular is the autonomous processes. So when we talk about autonomous processes, it is different from automatic processes. Automatic processes are there for last 100 years. There are electrical or mechanically controlled automatic processes, like automatic gear system has been there for last 100 years in our cars, where based on the speed, the car engine mechanically will understand what gear it has to shift into. So AI will not be automatic. Obviously, it is much more advanced than automatic. It is autonomous. That means once you put an AI in charge of something, then you don't have to basically monitor it regularly. It will take action, and it will take appropriate action. Just like you have delegate, you tend to delegate responsibility to a team or to a bunch of humans, and then you revisit after 6 months or 3 months to see how they have performed. Similar to that, you can now delegate your work to a AI system, and it will become autonomous from your standpoint. That means you don't have to monitor them on day-to-day basis. And whether the processes are automatic or not automatic, AI will take care of that. So AI will make different processes automatic, and as far as you are concerned, it is autonomous. That means it will happen come what may. So you can give responsibility, you can delegate some of your work to AI, and AI will then look at what is required and take care of that. So that is the first aspect of autonomous. Now, where do you use this autonomous? Why there is a big requirement for autonomous work? Simply because if the humanity or the mankind has to grow further than where we are today, we just cannot continue what we were doing 50 years back or 30 years back. We have to take a leap forward, and the leap forward is not by using humans, because human cost is quite high. When we talk about cost, it's not only the monetary cost but also the lives. The life lost in taking that next leap is definitely is a big cost. For example, if you want to go, if you want to basically expand livable area on Earth, the viable place where we can go from land is ocean, because ocean is quite temperate climate near the beach, just near the land, and we can set up those areas. So to do exploration, whether these areas are safe or not, the cost of sending human is quite high. But if you can make robots which are controlled by AI, and as I said, they are autonomous, so you send your probes in the form of AI automatic robots which are also autonomous. They can actually survey the ocean and tell you which are the best locations for your future settlement, and this way you can control some of your problems which are happening on the land, because obviously land is running out of space, running out of resources. So logical step for mankind's progress is to move into oceans. So we cannot do that. We cannot use, for example, for the sake of survival, we cannot have 10,000 divers to go and risk their life. That is not the point. If we are progressing and we have to progress quickly. It will be, the technology is available where we can do exploration. So when we talk about exploration, it's not only these exploration which is on Earth. There could be exploration of outer space. Now that area is also has to expand, but the speed of expansion should be should increase. It cannot go on slowly. Oh, we have to just beat Russia and we have to just go to the moon and that's it. There is no further objective. That is not the case right now. The whole survival of the living system on Earth, including animals, depend on how quickly we can colonize other planets like Moon, Mars, Venus, and beyond. Because we know that Earth is the only home we have, and if we don't have multiple options, then obviously what we have seen during corona outbreak, a much bigger deadly outbreak can happen and can eradicate so many lives here, and that the chances of that happening and many more calamities happening is quite high. So we have to have multiple options in order to survive as species, as not only human species but also other animals which we will carry with us, and also plants species which we carry with us to other planets. Now to quickly do this exploration, if we have to send humans, it will require a lot of paraphernalia. It will require the entire planning, and planning itself will take a couple of years. Whereas if we can make these smart autonomous probes and send them out into different areas, especially starting with exploration itself, make a map, gather information about what resources are available, where the water is, what are we going to do. Suppose we go to Mars, what is that we are going to do? What is that colony which we established will add value? Are they going to do mining, or are they going to do any cultivation, or are they going to do anything else extraordinary which they cannot do on Earth? So all that has to happen, but that cannot happen. The next leap in space exploration cannot happen if we don't have the data with us. So AI can play a role. In fact, AI is the only way forward, which and autonomous is a very strong operative word, that once we send a probe, then it should be autonomous, and it should just give us the result and tell us, okay, this is the place where you should plan your human travel. And then there are other requirement also, because I'm talking about very high level stuff. So I talked about exploration, but then there are other things also which are very, very day-to-day type, which is related to analytics, for example. So if we have to go through the spreadsheet, the AI can do a much better job in analyzing the various aspects of our livelihood. AI can also play a role of augmented reality. So many software based and normal activities can be provided by AI. It has a lot of requirement when it comes to even the vaccine development. For example, the corona vaccine was out in less than 6 months, and many people don't even consider this as a big technological advantage that we got, simply because this corona vaccine was based on the mRNA, unlike the other vaccines which were basically injected in our human being, the first vaccine was the dead insects of the parasites which were sent, which were used as training our immune system. Whereas in this case, only RNA was sent, and that trained the immune system against the corona. So all that research was done in less than 6 months, and the 8 months time, the vaccine was already out. So you can imagine the power of AI which was used to basically come up with a vaccination for corona. So there could be a lot of such applications that AI must be playing, and there is no way we can get out of this. there is absolutely no way for our own survival. We cannot go to the next leap of development for the mankind. So let's talk about other things which affects the society. Things like regulations. We know that there are a lot of regulatory based requirement. There is a stock market regulation, there is a income tax regulation, there is a land record regulation, there are IT regulations. There could be electricity regulated in certain countries, where you can't produce electricity until unless you are a government. So there is a regulatory framework which governs our life. The regulations are also sometimes driven by the ideologies that we follow. Let's talk about the communist country where the regulation is the communism. So again, it's part of the human regulation. In certain places, the religion must be creating a regulation. So all of these regulatory frameworks that we have evolved over time requires little bit of automation, and AI can play a role of regulating our society so that the human mind can be freed from just following these regulations. We can be more creative and do something else. So if we keep doing these things, if we have to keep playing role of a clerk and start making files like we were doing 50 years back, then where is the human power to do something which we have to do in future? So the human mind has to basically get freed from these mundane jobs, and AI will take over. So some of these pros which I'm talking about right now, and it can be also extended to application of law, because legal system is quite standard. So if we can find out the permutation combination of all aspects of the law, because law is vast, but the permutation cannot be so vast, cannot be beyond the mathematics itself. So if you can create an AI system to take care of law, I'm saying that it is a pro. We can do it. Whether we are going to do that, it is subject to question. But then we can actually have a legal system which can be also controlled by AI. So these are certain things which are pros, and autonomous is one of the most vital word of this whole pro aspect of the AI. And because of this, AI is going to be there. And why we are dependent on AI for our future development? Because it improves our efficiency, it improves it actually does things more efficiently without any intervention, without using lot many humans, putting humans into risky situations, or putting certain humans in boring lifestyle. They have to keep looking at the books from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So all of that can be avoided completely when AI can do it in a jiffy. So AI can do all these processes that you have defined in last 100 200 years. AI can grasp this quickly, can finish the work quickly, and can also be more efficient. That is why AI is going to help you to take the next leap of development. And let's talk about India. India is such a big country. India is a pretty large country where a lot of people are there, and a lot of people who are quite ambitious. And it's a democracy, world largest democracy. People have huge dreams. Government is also providing a lot of avenues for growth. Now, if we get stuck with the same rut of having sometimes I keep hearing that, hey, we are the large country, we have youngest population, we have so much great mind, we can speak multiple languages. All right, we know that, we have been doing that for last 100 years. What next? I mean, if we are the youngest country, all right, what are we going to do about it? So I think the AI is the answer for the next power growth for Indians also, because India, with 20% population of the world, is going to drive the world economy. So if we get stuck with the old method, then we are not going anywhere. And if India is not going anywhere, the world is not going anywhere. I mean, let's face it. So AI is going to be powering our growth. So it is very important for AI to come and to fuel India's growth, put India into the upward growth trajectory. Very, very important. And I have made these points with logical, arguments. And if you have any suggestions, any questions, we are live. You can send in your comments right now or even later on also. So let's talk about the cons. Obviously, the biggest con is the jobs will disappear. Yeah, that is going to happen because the mundane jobs will be taken up. I have given so many examples. I have quoted examples of even the divers can be taken over by the AI, because once humans start to see the advantage of autonomous operations, there is no reason to basically deploy humans there, because it could be risky. Second, it requires more resources, whereas humans can find something much more creative that AI cannot do. So all the mundane jobs, all the risky jobs can be taken over by the AI, and in the process some jobs may be undergoing reformation. So I am saying that one way of looking at it is that I'm going to lose my job, or other way of looking at is that your job market is going to get reformed. That means the jobs which you are seeing yourself doing are not the opportunities that are available after the AI has come up, and that means you have to now reskill yourself. You have to now start thinking, what is that new that I can do which AI cannot do? So, in nutshell, you have to be much more creative. You start thinking about bigger things in life rather than looking at the mundane things. Let the mundane activity be taken care by the AI. Things like taxation, things like regulations, things like risky jobs, things like creation of your website, for example. There was a time when the website creation used to cost $1,000 to start with, 6 pages. I know these just couple of years back, $1,000 for building a website which will have 6 static pages. But now the AI can take care of everything. In fact, you don't need to spend any money in creating your website. So things have progressed so vast, so rapidly. So the biggest con again is the job market. Job market definitely will get a hit initially. There will, sometimes people say that you need to slow down in order to catch up. So this is exactly what it is. The jobs will be lost, and then quickly you need to catch up. In order to increase your speed, you need to slow down. This is exactly what is happening. Since we are changing into something good, the job market will basically disappear. Whatever jobs that you have in mind will disappear. Things like whatever you have, like digital marketing, these small jobs, things like that will definitely disappear from the market. Now the second con is about the freedom. Right now we have a regulatory framework or the constitution which is giving freedom to the citizens. There could be instances where after the AI comes up, there could be a re-understanding, rebranding of what is freedom. What you understand about your personal freedom. For instance, we all believe that we are free people, but actually if you go deep into understanding how do you live, you are actually not free, because you all have national security number, you all have taxation numbers, you have a name registered with some registry, you have a voting mechanism where your name is registered, and if somebody wants to know, especially if the government want to know about you, they can just trace you. So it is just a notion that you have right to freedom, but it is also given by the law. This is a notion that you have, that you are living. Every human being on earth is living with that. So if there is if the AI comes up and you suddenly started to get a feeling that, look, my freedom is hampered because AI knows exactly what I'm doing. But again, it's a con on the surface, but literally there was somebody else who was actually tracking your movement. Now the AI is tracking it. So essentially, as far as you are concerned, from my point of view, nothing will change. But on the surface, it looks like that your freedom has been taken, because now there is some watchdog sitting over there and monitoring every movement that you're doing, watching every website that you're visiting, watching everything that you're writing, etc., etc. That was always the case, for last so many years. If you go against the state, they know exactly, the state knows how to catch you. With all this freedom and all this big lines that they have given you in the constitution. So therefore, the second con is definitely, it will look like that your freedom is going away, because there is somebody who's watching you all the time, which is not even a human being, it's an AI. That is true. It's a con, and for some people it could be important also. So now let's come to the moot point of whether implementation of AI by 6 months or 8 months, as the gurus are telling us, delay by 6 months, for example. Is there something more in depth, or is there something which is like a plot to slow down India? Because India is definitely growing very rapidly. India is the fastest growing economy at this point in time, and we have to catch that wave and increase our speed of growth. Because if we don't do that, I mean, individually we all suffer. As I said, that in order to gain speed, we need to slow down first. That's the old saying. So it may look like that we are we are losing our job, the economy is going to get hit, etc., etc. However, if as a country we need to survive, as a group of people, as a community, if we need to take the world along with us, we need to increase our speed. And the only way to increase our speed is basically adopt the latest technologies. And since we are one of the populous country, and if we don't adopt these latest technology, we will lose out on inefficiencies. And if we are not efficient, we will never be able to progress. So therefore, some industry guru comes up and says that, hey, this is going to create so much situation in the country, so many jobs will be lost, etc., etc. These are all fear mongering from my point of view. We have to be very mature about these things. And I said we may lose jobs, but it is only going to be temporary. We will actually gain much more than just losing job for 3 months. We may actually start getting many more opportunities if we have AI taking care of our activities, mundane activities. So therefore, my conclusion is that there is definitely an ulterior motive where certain people want to slow down the pace of India by saying that, hey, let us not implement AI, let us delay the decision of implementing AI by 6 months. Whether it is possible or not, I first of all doubt, because the speed of implementation of AI, nobody can stop it. It is just an onslaught which is coming, and it is going to happen. So just by saying that let's not do it in a hurry, also looks like that there is not very good intention in proposing such a thing. But I would like to know from you, what do you think about this? Do you think there is some sort of a anti-India plot going on everywhere, or it is just a figment of imagination? So I look forward to receiving your comments, and I'll end my live stream right now, and I will catch you again in the next one. Until then, take care. As always, thanks for watching.